What's up and welcome to my channel, Smells Good. If you're a fan of fragrances or a fan of fragrance related content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so that you can stay up to date on everything that I post from here going forward. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you an unboxing as well as my first impressions on a clone that has been making rounds in the fragrance community for quite some time now, and I'm just now getting around to it. And the fragrance that we're talking about is Turathi Blue from Afnan. Now, this is supposed to be Afnan's take on the Bulgari Tiger DNA, which is a very expensive luxury designer scent. That fragrance is around the $300-ish price tag. This one can usually be found around like 30 to 35 bucks. Now, as far as the presentation on the box goes, you have this kind of dark blue. I know it's kind of looking black on the camera, but it's really more of like a navy blue box with this interesting, almost looks like a coffin if you ask me, but you have this design in the middle. It's hard to see, but that does read Turathi. It's just kind of hard to see. And then this opens up kind of that coffet style, similar to a lot of the other Middle Eastern fragrances have been doing with this style of box. Now the bottle itself is a quite interesting design. It almost reminds me of like a shield or something of the sort. Very broad at the top, and it kind of narrows when you get closer to the bottom. And it has a metallic cap, has a little bit of weight to it, does not feel cheap at all, definitely has some weight to it. My cap fits very snugly in place, so if you are someone who likes to pick the fragrance up from the cap, as long as you get a good bottle, I've seen some people whose bottles are not fitting as well as mine, but if you get a good one, then it does fit very snug. Yeah, if anything, it's actually kind of hard for me to pull it off. Fits very snug into place. Now, Turathi Blue is described as a citrusy, fresh, musky, woody scent. In the top, you have some citrus notes. In the mid, you have some amber and woody notes. And then in the base of the fragrance, you have some musk, spices, and patchouli. So not a very complicated note breakdown, but I feel like it definitely gets the point across of what it's overall gonna smell like. We're gonna get some citruses in the opening. We're gonna get probably some woody, musky, earthy nuances as well. Now, what this is supposed to be a take on is Bulgari's Tiger, and I've only smelled that one time. So I have smelled it, but it has been quite some time. So this is not going to be any sort of a comparison to Tiger at this time, at least. I'd like to get a sample or a decant and then compare them later. But as far as Turathi Blue goes, let's see what the atomizer is looking like. Decent atomizer, nothing crazy. It's not pressurized or anything like that, but it's still a decent atomizer. In the air, it smells really good. Really good. I'm definitely getting the citruses and a bit of the woods right now, but mainly I'm getting the citruses. It smells very fresh, very clean. Definitely something that I could see being easy to wear. Definitely a go-to dumb reach style of a scent for sure. Let's get this one on skin. Do 2 sprays to the hand. On my skin, I'm getting less of the citrus notes that I was getting when I had just sprayed in the air. And I'm getting more of the ambery, woody, patchouli, those earthy style notes. I'm still getting the citruses, but at least off of my skin, they're kind of sitting behind the woods and the patchouli and the musk. I'm also getting a very dry, earthy nuance. Kind of reminds me of like a vetiver, but I did not see vetiver listed in the notes, but that doesn't mean that it couldn't be in there. But I'm definitely getting something that is reminding me of vetiver. Even though, like I said, I'm not planning to do any sort of a comparison to Tiger, I will at least say that it's close enough that it's triggering the memory of the last time that I smelled Tiger. If you've watched my channel, then you know that's kind of one of the metrics that I use for how close fragrances are to one another is, do they trigger the same scent memories? And so this one is at least close enough that it is making me think of the last time I smelled Tiger. On my skin, it's smelling very clean, woody, and musky. I still think this would be a very good, inoffensive, fresh, go-to fragrance. You could wear it to work. You could wear this to the gym. I even would wear this dressed up in the summer. There's something about the woodiness and the earthy tones that I think I would lean a little more towards this for a dressed up occasion, or not necessarily that I would lean more towards it, but I would feel comfortable to wear this in a more dressed up scenario. But I still would feel just as comfortable wearing this with just a t-shirt on and some shorts. Very versatile. I can see this being used for numerous occasions. It definitely leans masculine if you ask me. I don't think I could see a woman wearing this fragrance, just because, at least on my skin, it's leaning so heavy into those woody notes. This is definitely one that I enjoy, and I'm looking forward to wearing it more, playing around with it, seeing what scenarios I prefer to wear it in, what scenarios I don't necessarily like to wear it in, as well as get a sense for the performance, the longevity, the compliment factor, all of those things. But at least off of my first impression, just this being my first time smelling the fragrance, I can say that I really enjoy it. I definitely can understand why this one has been so hyped up in the fragrance community. If you watch any video on the best cologne fragrances for summer, for spring, that kind of thing, you're bound to see this one a few times, and I definitely understand why. This is coming across as a very, very good, versatile scent for the spring and summer for sure. If you're a fan of citruses, if you're a fan of musky, woody style fragrances, I definitely think that you should check this one out. This is also one that I think would be a fairly safe blind buy. I don't think there's anything about this fragrance that will necessarily turn someone off unless it just absolutely does not work with your skin chemistry. But overall, it just smells clean. It smells fresh, spicy. It smells like your traditional men's fragrance. Definitely nothing in this that I think would scare anyone away. And because of that, I also think that it probably will be fairly well complemented as well. This typically is the type of DNA that people walk past you or you walk past them and they think to themselves, oh wow, that person smells good. After spending a little time with it, I can say that it's not necessarily a very loud fragrance. It's not just jumping off of my skin or filling the room. So I do think that this would be a good fragrance for times where you want to smell good, you want to smell fresh, you want to smell somewhat unique, but you don't want to necessarily just be commanding the attention of everyone around you. So think work, think the gym, think situations like that. Maybe even a great fragrance to wear like to the movies or something like that, where you want to smell good, but you don't want to just be choking people out around you. I think this one would be good for those types of scenarios. Overall, I'd have to say that Turathi Blue has left a very good first impression on me. I'm really enjoying this fresh, spicy, woody, musky thing that it has going on. And I think that it will be a fragrance that's very easy to wear for a lot of the situations that I find myself in life. I work in a setting where I like to smell clean, I like to smell inoffensive, and I think that this will work fairly well for that. As well as to the gym, this is definitely one that I can see myself reaching for as just something to maybe throw in my gym bag and spray on before I go work out. I think this also would be a great fragrance for you guys who are in school and maybe you want a versatile fragrance that you can wear for a lot of situations. And with it being as affordable as it is, that $35 price point, this is definitely one that I would not hesitate to recommend to a young adult or a student. Overall, a fantastic fragrance and a wonderful release from the house of Afnan. Very happy to have it in my collection. This is the second Afnan fragrance that I've purchased, my first being Supremacy Collector's Edition. So I can say I'm 2 for 2 with the house of Afnan. But that's going to be it for my first impressions of Afnan's Turathi Blue. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what your experience has been like with this fragrance. What's the performance like? What's your compliment factor with it? Let me know all those things. Let's get a conversation rolling. I know I'm very happy to finally have it in my collection, and so far, at least off of my first impression, I'm really enjoying the scent. As always, don't forget to like this video, drop a comment, and subscribe. It does so much to support the channel. And until next time, peace.